I told you this season Arsenal are made for the Champions League, opening the campaign with an away win against Athletic Bilbao 2-0 in a very composed and calm performance and massive changes and massive performance from Martinelli off the bench. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about Mosquera as well and how Mikel Arteta changed the game and how people slot in. No Saka, no Odegaard, no Saliba, no problem. But before we go on and analyze the game and talk about the game, and tell you about Arsenal chances in the Champions League, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. This is Footy Judge Mo, and this is your post-match analysis for Arsenal versus Athletic Bilbao in the Champions League, in the opening game of the Champions League, of course, to open their campaign after they reached the semi-final last season. I actually spoke about how Arsenal are built for the Champions League and how Mikel Arteta's team is so made for this competition this season and for especially for games like these. I know that it's Athletic Bilbao and people can say it's an easy game. It's not an easy game. It's the opening game. Arsenal found it a little bit tough to actually score the goals, but the goals came off the bench. And I'm just going to give a shout out to number one, Martinelli, of course, who off the bench came on in the system that is a little bit different, where the wingers are not glued to the line. And with a flick and a touch by Trossard, he was one-on-one with the keeper, finished very good as well. And he is so quick. This is where Martinelli thrives. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to start here because this is very important. A lot of people have slagged off Martinelli, including myself. And he's not great. He wasn't great, and a lot of people wanted to change, and Arsenal wanted an upgrade. This is why they signed Eze. However, you put Martinelli in these situations, in the games like this, he scores goals. One-on-one from halfway line, he's so quick, and he's basically played that particular play as the number 9, not as the winger. He was on the shoulder of the last defender, waiting for the flick over the defenders, and then he was one-on-one with the keeper right away. This is where Martinelli thrives. And this is what Arteta's now utilizing his team. He didn't start him. He didn't start Trossard. He started Ejan Madueke. I thought Madueke was absolutely brilliant, to be honest. How direct this guy is. How... I'm not going to brag and I'm not going to gloat. And I tell you that I liked Martinelli. I like Madueke even at Chelsea. And I said that Madueke is a good player. He just needs the right environment and the right tactics and the right plan. And Arteta's given him license. And I'm going to start by saying Mikel Arteta is giving his winger a license is something new. Madueke today, again, attempted over 15 dribbles today against Athletic Bilbao, succeeded in most of them, won a lot of corners, created some chances. If Eze was a little bit alert, Madueke would have had an assist in that first half because he kind of squared it to Eze, who was wide open. He was waiting for the ball. Madueke got to the byline plenty of times, putting great crosses sometimes in this game. He is so direct, energetic. He doesn't fear anyone. He's fearless when he has the ball. He doesn't shy away from trying to take on 2-3 players as well, and he did it today. And I'm full of praise for him because he's coming under a lot of criticism from last season from Chelsea fans when they were so happy to let him go. And I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Madueke can actually be consistent for Arsenal? Will Madueke continue with these performances when Saka's back? Will Saka being back put the fire in his belly to try to provide competition for Bukayo Saka? I think yes. I want to hear what you guys think. Eze today, he was all right. He wasn't good. And I'm Eze's biggest fan, but he wasn't good. He's not used to be a touchline winger, which is Mikel Arteta today put him on the touchline and asked him to be a touchline winger, which is different to what he played at Crystal Palace. He starts off the left and drifts inside and be like behind the forward from that left side. That didn't happen for him today, and that is on Mikel Arteta. That's the only negative today for Mikel Arteta, to be honest, is how he used Eberechi Eze on that left side. But the solidity in defense is absolutely something that is not spoken about enough. Mosquera today was amazing. At 21 years old, playing in the Champions League for Arsenal, when there is pressure, there is no Saliba, He was magnificent. He was absolutely phenomenal. The positioning, the passing, and I think it's getting better by the game as well, which is something that not a lot of people talk about. The way he slots in that team, it didn't take him time right away when Saliba got injured. Now he's the starting right center back next to Gabriel. Under Gabriel's leadership, he provides coverage. He's actually getting on the ball enough. He's starting attacks from the back. And I think that Christian Mosquera is, they bought him for 12 million, which is absolutely so, this is like a steal, to be honest. Watching him now play for Arsenal, that is a steal. And I don't know why no other team would in for him. But comes to the Martinelli impact, comes to this guy's impact off the bench. Mikel Arteta made the subs at the right time. When Athletic Bilbao, which is something that I wanted to say, when Athletic Bilbao were a little bit now have courage to go forward and leave the line exposed, this is where he put Martinelli to hit them on the counter and hit them in transition. And that happened in the goal they scored. Trossard, of course, scored in the second goal, and Martinelli assisted him as well. So Martinelli with a goal and assist gets probably the 10 out of 10 performance. I can't fault him. But overall, you know what? Let's just speak about this. Keeping clean sheets and winning away from home and just waiting for a moment and always be in the game is the right formula to go far in the Champions League. I know that Opta put them as second favorites to the Champions League, which came as a surprise. But I think with having the best defensive structure in the world currently, Arsenal, that's my opinion, along with David Raya, Zubamendi in front of them, and Declan Rice, who isn't playing advanced, by the way, on the pitch, I genuinely think that Arsenal have a good shot of finally winning the Champions League, in my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think Arsenal can win the Champions League? Do you put Arsenal as second, first, third, fourth favorites? I want to hear what you guys think. How big of a chance will Arsenal have to win the Champions League? Especially with the things that I'm telling you about how they can keep clean sheets always, and how a clean sheet after a clean sheet is happening for Arsenal Football Club. 5 games into the season, conceded 1 goal from a free kick from Szoboszlai is nothing easy to do. It's not an easy thing to do. And that is what makes me believe that this team is made for the Champions League. I said it last season, and they got knocked out in the semi-final by PSG, who were amazing and magnificent last season. Now this season, they're going to learn from that last season. They're going to try to finish. And Eucharist today, I think that thing in his head affected him in the second half, because I thought he was so lively in the first half before he got hit by Gabriel. He was going on the left. He was linking up the play. And I thought that Eucharist today was much, much better, actually, than the games before. His touch on the ball was better. His movement was better. And everything that he provided today is very good. Maybe he needed to score that one that was put on his head from Timber. But I thought that Eucharist is growing into this Arsenal team, and they are actually learning how to play him. That is something that is going to benefit Arsenal a lot. Wait until Kai Havertz gets back. Now they have 2 weapons up top in Kai Havertz and Victor Eucharist. In the midfield, the control that they have in the midfield with Declan Rice and Zubamendi is actually going under the radar, that is something that Arsenal needed. I know that Thomas Partey was good last season, but I believe that Zubamendi is going to change. By the time, it's going to change Arsenal way of playing, because he picks up the ball, gets the ball from the defense to the midfield or to the sides as well, that's why he passed a lot to Eze, and he passed a lot to Madueke today. And that is something that Odegaard used to do. So when Odegaard comes back, he will be ahead on the pitch. And I actually insisted on this earlier in the season when I said, before even the season started, I said that Odegaard needs to be released, needs to be behind the forward. Mikel Merino today is someone that I didn't know what he was doing on the pitch, and I want to hear what you guys think about this. I would have rather Arsenal started in Nwaneri. I know that Arsenal tried to create this presence in the middle with Merino, Rice, and Zubamendi, but I thought Merino would have been more beneficial for Arsenal in that midfield today. He would have supported Madueke more. He would have supported Eze, because he is someone who is free. I know that he comes from the right side most of the time. But I'm looking at this Arsenal team, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you're hopeful that this is maybe the year you win the Champions League. I know that a lot of people want Arsenal to go and win the Premier League, but the Champions League is a chance. And I believe they can win it. I believe they can go all the way to try to win it, to give themselves the best chance to win the Champions League. But a great start for Arsenal. Gives Arsenal the platform now for the next games. And they actually now have other players to play in the league, or other players to play in the Champions League as well. They have enough depth to go all the way in the Champions League. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But I like the tactics from Mikel Arteta. Waiting for the right moments to sub. Waiting for the right moments to put Martinelli and to put Trossard, which they had massive impact from the bench. And that is why Arsenal won the game. I like this way of playing football in the Champions League. I like this. It's effective, it's efficient, and it gives you the best chance to actually go and win the Champions League and win the cup competition. If you're still here, by the way, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow by subscribing, by liking the video. Leaving a comment underneath will actually help this video massively. And I'll see you guys later.